Back, everyone, of course, to the semifinals for our $500 minimum 4v4 Search and Destroy tournament for November 5th. It looks like DEEMONIKS might not have been there. Not to say that him disappearing has anything to do with his gamer tag. However, we're going to obviously get ready to have this match ready for you. Only one site constantly getting hit over and over and over again. This is going to be one where you should see a little bit of a difference. Now, granted, obviously strategies could change, things could differ, but it looks like from the early round number 1 start here from the side of Binksta, they're making their way here toward that B site. Currently looking on board here with Abnormal, tossing out that frag, and it looks like it will be Vast finding the first blood. Carlos responding, and is able to stay alive for the moment is Carlos, but not for much longer, as Abnormal actually gets a collateral with 1 bullet, actually dropping his teammate DEEMONIKS in the exact same moment, as it will now be David, a.k.a. Lockhawk, last alive, 1 versus 2. Of course, does have the Kar 98K in hand. This thing could do some work. Personally, one of my favorite snipers. I've actually been grinding the Mountain Division to actually get the sniper rifle, so I got a lot of respect when people pull out this gun. Of course, it's custom game, so you can get whatever weapon you want, but it doesn't matter. And it looks like PPSH picked off the ground, extended mag along with being attached with it. Can't get off any type of shot, as it will be, the side of Binksta, who walks with round number 1. CryticuL here with the bronze star, a.k.a. the final kill cam when it comes into Search and Destroy. I kind of wish that it was like the best one from a Search and Destroy round, but really, like, there's not that many amazing moments when it comes into S&D in every single round. I think it's kind of fair that you do show the final kill cam. Definitely explains things a lot better. But it looks like looking on board here with Carlos, I was kind of surprised to see a PPSH on the ground with an extended mag, as he's going to continue on with this, along with having advanced rifling in quick draw. And it looks like he is going to get dropped shortly after. Vast, Abnormal, all of them finding kills. And Vast actually will get dropped from Ratchet, as it actually finds 2 there. Nice find there on mid-stairs, as this is now going to be a 1 versus 2. DEEMONIKS just around the corner. Could get picked off, but Ratchet being aware of that middle side. CryticuL taking some bullets, and this could easily be a 1 versus 4 clutch. I say easily, but the way that he's firing right now, he can pick off these guys. They're not playing necessarily all together. They're kind of roaming around the map, looking at similar angles, which isn't necessarily needed, but DEEMONIKS will get the nice jump shot there at the end that will obviously put the side of Binksta now up 2 rounds to 0. And in that play, Ratchet, he had some moments there. He ended up getting tagged, had an opportunity, I think, to take out DEEMONIKS at one point. And obviously ended up finding the 2 prior players. Definitely was a position where he could have clutched that one out. Like I said, it wasn't meant to be in the end, as it is Ratchet who, along with Carlos, the only player to have kills after round number 2. But of course, we'll see if David, the sniper himself, swapping over now toward that bar. Extended mag for him as well. Seems that him and Carlos are fans of having extra bullets in their clip, as both Carlos and Ratchet both finding kills early on. The nade's out. And we'll see if CryticuL and Vast can respond, actually, after both them losing their teammates fairly early. Not a whole lot of information gained, just the fact that they were taken out by pre-nades. So Vast with a stun in his back pocket. Could use this one to try and maybe hop on a site, because he does have that bomb, so he's going to need to either do that or find the kills necessary. As his teammate drops, he will drop shortly after. A solid responding round coming in. As you're obviously going to see Ratchet here from the side of Yeppers grab this one on Vast. And that was just an overall very well defensive lockdown coming in from the boys on Yeppers, as they kind of played their timings right. They were obviously able to get help with some nades at the beginning of the round, but I'm actually going to hop on the overhead camera to see what the strategy is here for Carlos and co. It looks like David Lockhawk going there through middle to maybe try to get an early gunfight. Actually, Abnormal just around the corner. That's a major win for David in that situation, because he's going to immediately shut down that early rush coming in. DEEMONIKS going to be on, looks like that B bomb site, but the rotation coming in. Vast is inside of cut, and now if Vast is not able to get this call out for his team, or if CryticuL is not, it looks like Vast is the closest one, not earning this call out, as the player will actually reveal himself. That's a major loss. Carlos did really not need to challenge that. But had he not known that information, that could have been an easy plant that would have gone down if you are on the side of Yeppers. But DEEMONIKS has been in this exact same spot here on A throughout the entire round. We'll see if it actually works out for him. Playing passively, could have some players entering in soon. Shuts down Ratchet. That's bombed down. With one more looking on, David just around the corner. Who's going to win this 1v1? Bar versus Bar. Who's going to lock it down? It looks like it will be DEEMONIKS who actually gets dropped there. And that's a major win here coming in from David as he rounds the corner and is able to finish off that fight exactly what he needs to. Of course, finding 2 kills in that round, making it look easy. As we're now level at 2 apiece after, of course, like I said, 4 rounds. Ratchet, though, 6-3 for the side of Yepers, and on the opposite side for Binksta. Vast currently sitting at 5-4, both with bars, and that's the exact reason why. Definitely one of the more preferred weapons when it comes down to Call of Duty World War II. Feel free to let in the chat, or put in the chat what your guys' thoughts are as far as weaponry. What's the loadout for everyone at the moment? I think for me, it's definitely going to be the bar. I'm also liking the Kar 98K quite a bit. Big sniper fan as Vast finds one on Carlos for the first blood, rocking the bar. PPSH being brought out, not a whole lot of sub love, but CryticuL making it happen as David able to shut down one on DEEMONIKS with the headshot. However, it will be a responding round yet again. So with David falling, actually being involved in the kill cam in back-to-back rounds, this time not a 1 versus 1. At the 1 versus 3, as it looks like might have actually broken his spine. Of course, he's dead, so it doesn't really matter, but his legs got very close to bending an awkward way. Not sure if the dolphin dive is good for your spine, potentially. Although you are diving on roads. That's probably not the best idea in the world. Who knows? I just feel like I'm talking to myself at this point. But either way, heading into round number 6, David, actually with a nice nade, could have found something, but it looks like no hit markers gained. So that obviously means no knowledge. Looks like a Molotov out through middle map. That might have came in from Vast, potentially. Actually, no, it's not going to be coming in from Vast. Not sure who that one was thrown by, but it looks like Abnormal finding one. Yogapants finding the other, as he's going to quickly get met with some shots from CryticuL through his spawn. Bomb is down. Mr. Carlos himself. He's got extra bullets in the clip. That's why he can fire on both of these players. Finds 2, nearly finds the 3rd, but CryticuL is there. Now it's a 1 versus 1. Ratchet just needs to challenge and find 1 bullet. He picks up 2 bars, but it doesn't matter. 1 will do the job. In fact, a few extra bullets will also. It's a nice responding there coming in from Ratchet, but also a nice play from Carlos. I was talking about the extended mag. What's necessarily the reasoning for that? Not that it's not necessarily to obviously have the extended mag in it, but he goes to show exactly why that was necessary. Finds 2 and probably wouldn't have felt as confident with the reload it needed. That would have potentially needed to come in. And is able to finish off 2, tags the 3rd, and obviously leaves an easy gunfight for his teammate to pick off. But looking at round 7, offensive team now swapping back over. It will now be the side of Binksta, who's in the driver's seat. And it looks like, yet again, another rush plant coming on toward this A site. But it looks like a pick. Where was Yogapants at in that situation? He drops and ends up dying. But I believe he was on the opposite side of the dock. So in finding 2, he makes things a lot more easy for his team. But now it's left up to a 1 versus 1. Ratchet at range, making it look easy. Picks off Vast, as that'll now be a round advantage. But I was curious where Yogapants was. Didn't actually see where he was positioned at. Because I didn't see, I guess that was through the wall. Maybe that was through 10. A wall bang, potentially. Not 100% sure, but either way, Yogapants coming in clutch. I respect it. Love what you love, man. I mean, hey, this is gamer tag. I like the creativity, not going to lie. All right. Round at number 8 coming up. Yogapants staying on board with him. Making their way over toward this B site, but Vast could be on board with the flank. Of course, just trying to clear this one out. It's going to take him some time to obviously realize that the back is now watched, as Yogapants just happens to turn around at the perfect time possible. PPSH working out well for him, as CryticuL spots one of the bombs, spots the arm of Hawk. Only hit markers, as DEEMONIKS could also get one here on David, but no, doesn't get enough hit markers. And David is going to also, at the exact same time, finish off both players. And I believe David had some help in this particular kill. Yes, Ratchet as well. And what I've noticed from Ratchet is that, granted, I believe he has, how many kills right at this point? 11-4 for Ratchet on a 5 spree. But a lot of the kills that he's been finding have honestly been maybe 2-3 hit markers. Of course, that play coming in from David in the last round. We talked about that one kill where it came in from Carlos, where Carlos found 2 major kills, and then Ratchet was there for the response. Ratchet just seems to be positioning himself very, very well and making sure that he's always at least one of the last 2 players alive at all times. And you got to give him major credit for that, as he isn't far away from some streaks. Of course, that one I'm looking at is the glide bomb. Question being, is he even going to be able to get there? Are we going to see a round where you can even use this one? It looks like 2 early kills coming in for the side of Binksta, but a response coming in from Ratchet and Co. on the side of Yepers. Finds one. Give me another, says Ratchet, but has to back up. Vast drops, and now CryticuL the last alive, and he will fall also, as it will be a map number 1 victory. His yogapants highlighted here at the end for the side of Yepers, as they will now be up 1-0 in this semifinal. So, obviously a very interesting point to mention for those who, of course, are at home and aren't aware of the exact series count. These are best of 3, so make sure to kind of keep that in mind when it comes down to these series. Back, boys and girls, the $500 minimum 4v4 Search and Destroy for November 7th. Of course, we're hopping in here toward map number 2 between Yepers and Binksta. It was the side of Yepers who ended up taking map number 1, 6 rounds to 3 on London Docks. However, now we do focus our attention toward St. Marie, as we now look forward. And it looks like the snipe trying to come out here from Carlos. That would be the icing on the cake, rather, for round number 1. Of course, after already dropping 2 players prior. DEEMONIKS, Vast, last alive, near turn on there coming in from DEEMONIKS. However, Vast is there to pick up one on his teammate and one on yogapants, of course. Rather unfortunate to pick up one on your teammate. Probably would have died either way, but still, having no issue firing away. Most likely would rather see some trigger discipline, but when you are in a 1 versus 3, and looks like Ratchet is on the flank. Not looking the best of positions, but still, Vast finds one on Ratchet. And that was a guy who played incredibly strong in map number 1. Vast, feeling confident, shuts down one on Carlos as well. 1 versus 1, bomb is down, and davidlockhock is feeling very nervous. But where's Vast? Vast is here, and Vast finishes it off, finds the ace. And when you thought, you just started to think that it wasn't possible, Vast just goes to show that it doesn't matter the early 2 kills that you found. It doesn't matter the pre-snipe that nearly happened. It's about what happens at the end. And Vast totally destroying in that first round. Props to this man, the ace. The ace for the side of Binksta is exactly what they needed to get back in this series, as he is going to be pulling out now the PPSH, rocking in here toward round number 2, as they will now be on offense, as the pre-nades will be going forward as well. We'll see where those will land. Looks like first one not super viable, but regardless, they will clear out the site. They didn't actually need to throw any nades for that to be the case, but regardless, still going through. David, the man who nearly was able to finish off that 1 versus 1. Up in here, excuse me, in post office. Player just below him. His gun actually blocked the positioning from Abnormal. Close corner there. Baskets dropped. Nice combination coming in here from yogapants. As it will be all players who drop. I think they might have fired some shots at each other by accident, but regardless, the round will go in their way. So a major response, as well as Carlos. Actually, in the last round, had the sniper rifle out. Now is pulling out the PPSH, of course, with the extended mag. Can't forget that. Young Carlos doing what he needs to. And as many bullets as it takes. He doesn't care. He really doesn't. But still, showing his overall ability when it comes down to swapping from weapons. But I'm kind of surprised we're seeing this many kind of SMG-focused attention. At least we see 2 subs, actually 3 subs, coming in here for the side of Yepers. And this is a very odd thing to see when it comes down to this map, just because we're used to seeing the ARs, to be honest. I've seen 2 FG42s along with a bar and an SMG, or maybe even a sniper rifle attached to that. So to see this much attention focused on the SMGs is pretty surprising. But if you're getting the bomb down quick and you've got these close quarter positions like yogapants has, you should win these gunfights every day. But CryticuL is there to make it look easy. David finds one. I believe it's one player from the side will be DEEMONIKS, who's also going to take out David. So now a 1 versus 3. Ratchet left all by himself, ended up getting turned on in round number 1 and had a fantastic round number 1 at that. Fourth the side of Yeppers. One player's going on the defuse. Is Vast close to this one? Rounding the corner, and yes, Ratchet can't get there fast enough. The defuse will come in, and Ratchet can only stare upon the fact that the kills, they might have gone through, but it's the defuse that matters at the end of the day. And it will be the defuse that does, in fact, come in for the side of Binksta. They're getting it done. Granted, these last 2 rounds have been close. They've been scary, but they've happened regardless. Not a 1 versus 4, but an ace along with a sneak defuse. That's something you see very often. If they can use that craftiness to get some momentum, maybe get the slang done, and work out. It could work out. You never know. David, as soon as this bomb goes down, he's going to have to round the corner. Nice positioning there from Abnormal. I like that play a lot. Just because he's laying prone, he's not obviously advanced in his position. He's not super high up. He's laying prone. He's making it almost look, and everyone's mind is kind of like a dead body. And there's many times everyone's had those experiences in Call of Duty when you're playing multiplayer and someone just happens to be laying on the ground and you just mistake it for a dead body. Even though this is search and destroy and there should be no random dead bodies lying on the ground, it definitely can kind of throw things off for you. And speaking of throwing things off, yogapants trying to do that one in this round, finds 2 after his teammate drops, and now it's left up to Vast. Looks like he's got the sniper rifle out. He's just going to play the time. Playing the time, tosses a snipe out. And I like the play here coming in from Vast, and I like that overall idea just to randomly shoot a bullet from the sniper rifle. Just makes the enemy think that he had his number and didn't have enough time to go for the defuse because he would have died. So, very solid play coming in there from the man Ratchet. Or excuse me, that was Vast. I apologize. The man Vast. As he's won 2 rounds. What of it being a 1 versus 4. And that last round doesn't have to fire. Well, it does fire 1 bullet, but the bullet does not connect. But wins the round regardless. So looking on, it will be the side of Yeppers with the bomb in hand here for offense. Round number 5. Big first blood there coming in from David. That could have easily been, along with the stun, a 2-piece for the opposition. As yogapants finds another, it will be DEEMONIKS and Vast left here by themselves. As Vast looking on, knows that there's at least 1 player after DEEMONIKS takes some bullets from Restaurant. Takes that yogapants, and now Vast in this position. If he can find a pick, this will obviously even things out. And with them being on the defensive side, the offensive side, they now have to realize the rotation needs to come in. So with that, we'll take a look at, I was going to say at DEEMONIKS, but he ends up dropping. Vast's current position. 1 versus 4 in round 1. Round 5, can we see anything magical? We cannot. Nice idea, though, with a sniper rifle. Kind of a hard angle to peek out of. And when you've got the laser, the hawk eye vision of David, it can be difficult to finish things off. So, with that, round by round we do go. Of course, it is now going to be things at 2-3. Advantage, of course, toward Vast and Co. from the side of Binksta. As we'll actually take a look and see what Carlos is rocking. I was curious, he is rocking the SMG as of late. And looks like Vast also going to be pulling out the SMG. Tosses the stun along with an additional Molotov in toward bottom restaurant. And I do talk about the focus when it comes down to this map. And that current position is yogapants. And the reason why that top positioning in restaurant is so important is that you can literally rotate from either bomb site in a matter of moments. You can check A. You also have the overhead looking at B. And this is going to make it difficult for DEEMONIKS in this situation. He's going to have to get a solid pick on either of these players. And with both of them holding up top, you see Ratchet focusing attention here. We'll actually take a look. So you can obviously see Ratchet has the ability to rotate over toward B in a moment. And they also have the overhead looking here at A. So that's the one thing, the reason why their positioning matters so much, and the reason why DEEMONIKS has to rotate up here, is because he realizes that as he finds one in that situation, he thinks that it might be clear, but he doesn't have the idea that Ratchet also is in this top position. And that's a difficult play because as he found that 1 kill, it's the thing, do I check the rest of this building? Most likely the other player isn't here, but it is a smart play for them both to be in that angle. Because in top, and bringing it together in this particular play keeps Ratchet alive. And also keeps the randomness out of the round. As Ratchet checking the wrong bomb site now has to check for DEEMONIKS, and DEEMONIKS spots him. The S. Oh my goodness, the snipe coming in from Ratchet. That was a nice snipe. That's where the Kar 98K is the best sniper in the game. Making it look easy is Ratchet. He absolutely went off at map number 1, and when it matters most here in round 6, he evens things up at 3-3. Very impressive snipe there coming in from him. Unfortunately, the defuse comes in, so we obviously can't watch the round-ending kill cam. But what a nice snipe. As DEEMONIKS definitely not happy with the outcome there, but I think it's only fair that we do look on board here with Ratchet. Early stun thrown. It looks like that might have been for Winery. Not exactly sure. That nade can connect. Abnormal has to back up. It will not go through, but on the opposite end, DEEMONIKS trying to recap from that last sniper duel. As he does find the first blood, along with his teammate CryticuL finding one on Carlos. It is now Ratchet left all by himself. Last time, a 1-on-1. This time, a 1 versus 4. Not an easy position to be in. And at this point, he is holding a pretty nice angle. Of course, here in Winery, like I said, spots one on Abnormal. Up close fight with the pistol. Can't get it done. And honestly, a very good positioning coming in here from CryticuL and the guys on Binksta. Just because the reason why that player obviously checks from top restaurant onto that point of view is obviously because CryticuL is going to challenge this one with the pistol. So once that snipe comes through, there's immediately a player with the pistol there to respond. So overall, good communication, along with great teamwork. You're going to win a round like that every single time. So, looking on, heading in here toward round number 8, a very tightly contested map 2 here on St. Marie du Mont. As it will be the bomb right now in hands of Abnormal and the guys from Binksta. They're currently down 0-1 in the series. They're up by 1 in this round, along with 2 kills now in round number 8. It's looking good for them to potentially force a round, or excuse me, a map number 3. That one would be on USS Texas, which could be very interesting. And Ratchet just unfortunately wastes that Molotov. And when you're in a 1 versus 4 situation, it's not advised that you use a streak at any moment in time unless it's in a round 11 situation. So as he wastes the Molotov, it's going to make things even more awkward, of course, because of the fact that we're now at map point for the side of Binksta. But also because they no longer have any streaks, at least for him, to work with. I'm not sure if anyone else on his team has a streak in that case. But wasn't a bad idea. Like, I don't blame him from trying to use that Molotov in the situation. Maybe trying to get a few players who could have been on that bomb site with the molly. But just goes to show, maybe it's always a smarter play just to kind of play a little bit more passively. You're in a 1 versus 4 situation. How often do those happen? Apparently it's happened already once, so maybe he's just trying to test his fate and see if it could work out again. Maybe trying to have a similar moment toward Vast on the other team. But looking on, round number 9. Can the side of Yeppers close this one out in 2-0? They would need 3 more rounds to do so, as they're going to need to be perfect. Carlos dropping. It looks like David does as well. Molly out, and it looks like maybe Yogapants have to be very careful. The seams of his Yogapants could be burning nearly. Has to be careful. Feels the heat at his back, and DEEMONIKS up forward. Does shut him down. Very nice shot. Abnormal is going to finish him off with a molly. And it looks like Ratchet will die through mid-street. 3 mollies thrown. And a 6th round found. As it will be another victory in the books. This time going over toward the side of Binksta. As it's a pretty interesting series tonight, as I've got to say. I know that no one else knows this stat but me, but it's important to mention. Every single map, we've had 5 maps up to this point. Every single map has gone 6-3. So that's kind of an important fact. Maybe map 3 could also end in 6-3. Who knows? I'm not exactly sure, but still kind of an interesting factoid for you guys at home. Of course, map number 3 will be on USS Texas between both of these teams. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's the $500 minimum 4v4 Search and Destroy 4, November 7th. If you notice, we are currently at an overhead camera view, and I cannot change that. That is the unfortunate mishap with the Codcaster currently going on. So we will be witnessing a very quick round, one that I'm not exactly sure that went which way. It looks like Vast team will win that one for the side of Binksta. But, of course, we're loading in here toward map number 3 here on USS Texas. And it was the side of Binksta who was able to even things up in our last map there on St. Marie du Mont. And now we look forward here for USS Texas, like I just said. As when it comes down to this map, be expecting a few different things. Be expecting sniper rifles And be expecting SMGs up inside of ship with occasionally an AR or two. As it looks like we're refocusing our attention toward Vast's team here for Binksta. Looking on, trying to get this bomb potentially down here at A. From range, Ratchet, and it looks like a team kill comes in. In the end, it doesn't really equal out to much more than just speculation as to how that round could have gone. However, it will be David here in the final kill cam, shutting down one and trying to give his team a little bit of an advantage. And like I said, guys, these are best of three, so winner of this map will progress toward our finals here for tonight's match. Of course, still receiving updates on how the other matches are going. And if possible, we're going to be trying to grab the other semifinal and trying to cast that one as well, maybe even at the same time. If you guys would enjoy that, feel free to let us know. But we're going to be doing our best to try and get to that match if possible. But looking on here, round number 3 between these two squads. Very tightly tested series up to this point in this round, indicating exactly that, as the leg shot will come in. Rather unfortunate there from Vast, but still looking on with that Car 98K. I believe that's a glitch in his right corner. Yeah, I was going to say, he doesn't have 15 shots in the car. If only that'd be possible. That'd be amazing. That'd be a sniper heaven. That'd be one for most likely FaZe guys to be rocking, I'd imagine, potentially. Who knows? I love Yogapants. Love that name. Up close and personal. SMG fight toward his right, but no, DEEMONIKS is there to pick him up. Quickly silenced to now Ratchet left in a 1 versus 3. Bar in hand, currently underground, and bomb down on A. Most likely waving the white flag at the moment as he spots the American one, and it will be, I believe, a snipe that comes in from top. As we'll be able to look at this one yet again from CryticuL. He was holding this position the whole time, and that's not an easy shot to hit. Not that the lack of scoping in was there, but just also receiving shots at the same time. Mad props there to CryticuL. That's not a snipe you see every day. Not one that I could probably hit. Not that that means anything, but still looking on here for you as this Texas. Like I said, fully expect to see snipers. These early duels going to be majorly important. As Carlos on the opposite side, pick going toward CryticuL yet again as he spots one. And Yogapants, it wouldn't be in your best interest to try and challenge this one, my friend. The nade goes out, but to no avail. It's not going to do anything, just to let them know that at least one player isn't going to be on the bomb for now. As CryticuL advancing his position, he's going to clear out this entire B site. And with that, he could turn this one into a pick that he could maybe grab on David if he looks the right way. Bomb goes down, and with a player on the flank, you'd like to think with another player dropping, 3 players dropping, Ratchet now the last player alive. This round, in a very quick amount of time, seemed to be going the opposite way fast as Binksta, grabs yet again another round here. 3-1 in the lead. As Abnormal will finish things off along with an excess snipe from CryticuL, just in case the shots weren't as good as they immediately seemed. And right now, if you're the side of Yepers, man, you got to be careful, right? You're obviously down 2 rounds, which at the moment doesn't seem like a lot, but already halfway is the side of Binksta to closing out this map 3. You were in the lead. You looked incredibly solid when it came down to map 1. You were up 3 rounds to 0. So you got to be wondering where the mentality, has got to be at for these players. As Yogapants got to be picking it up as well. Currently 0-3. David 1-4. As the snipe comes in yet again from CryticuL. Apologies for missing that, but so much action going on. The quick scope in toward bottom. Machine pistol that much stronger as the pinch will come through, and now Ratchet, the only positive for him is that he's got at least only three players to deal with, and he does have that bomb in his hands, so not looking the most unlikeliest of plays as Vast saying, I made one of these plays happen before. As he starts to speak, Ratchet's there to silence him. Machine pistol versus machine pistol, and it looks like it is going to be Ratchet who's able to get at least 2 out of the 3. But too many bodies to deal with. It's a very nice shot coming in from Abnormal up toward top, as it will now be a 4-1 advantage toward the side of Binksta. And at this moment, if you are Yepers, You got to be careful. You got to be super careful in this next round. You have to find a first blood. And that's one thing that I think we're going to be taking a look at quick from the overhead camera, as they're going to send 1 through bottom, 2 to focus over on A. As it looks like not a whole lot of information gained. Yes, they are going to be playing a little bit passively. Yogapants starting to make his way up. Going to join alongside of his teammate as they're going to have top control. Vast shuts down 1. Ratchet is thankfully there for the trade, so at least things are even out, but only for the moment. Abnormal coming from the flank. Dolphin dives backwards and now going to join up with his teammates. As now this one is essentially up to Yogapants and David, because you'd like to think at 5-1, a very high percentage that Binksta would close this one out if that round, or if this current round, number 6, goes their way. As David with the PPSH, Yogapants with the PPSH, CryticuL with the sniper rifle, still checking on A for the opposite side. And passive play is what this is going to take. David just going below, and he's got to be aware. So he does have Hunker on, so steps not all that quiet. As he will drop, and the other player will fall as well. 5 rounds to 1. Will we see for the first time in this tournament a map end in something other than 6-3? Not that that's the only thing that I'm thinking about, but I want that streak to end. I'm tired of seeing 6-3. So I want to see round 11s or round 10s or something like that. I'm tired of seeing round 9s. But still, can we see a comeback coming from the side of Yeppers? I mean, I've talked about this every time. First blood's very important. Granted, there was a quick trade in that last round, but now this is a major issue for them. As the early snipe comes in from CryticuL, they can just not continue to challenge this. Like, why is David over here with his teammate? Why are they both trying to challenge it at the same time? And then player number 5, who just found the snipe, is already in their spawn because no one's checking it. Goodbye, Yogapants. Oh, no, Yogapants stays alive. Okay, well, CryticuL drops. Yogapants made me eat my words for the time being. But still, time starts to tick down. They still are on offense. Nice pick here. Playing a little bit too aggressive was Vast in that situation. Not fully aware of the opposition. And does pay for that. Bomb going down, and now DEEMONIKS left in a 1 versus 2. Could seal the deal. Spots 1 on bomb, tags him up, and actually makes him get off the bomb. Tosses out the molly to save some time, but I don't believe that's going to affect Yogapants at all. And now this is the 50-50 situation. Do they go back toward A or do they wrap toward B? DEEMONIKS still trying to even out those odds as he shuts down 1 and stays alive. That's the bigger picture. As he is going to spot Ratchet as well. Can he find this one? Yes, and that's going to do it. The 1 versus 2. As it will be the side of Binksta, who locks this one down, only seeing 7 rounds of play. As they come out like a shot in this map 3. And close out USS Texas early. Major props to CryticuL, Abnormal, and especially Vast and DEEMONIKS making the clutch plays happen. Of course, DEEMONIKS there in that last one. Both CryticuL and DEEMONIKS finishing off 7 and 3. Those snipes from CryticuL, I don't want to say were critical, but they were vastly important. No pun intended for Vast. But you get my point, right? I mean, the snipes were there. We were seeing awkward challenges coming in from Yeppers. I mean, we were seeing, I think it was Carlos who was trying to snipe versus, Vast quite a bit of the, or CryticuL quite a bit of the time, and just was not able to make that one happen. And that's when it comes down to this map. It was the fact that CryticuL was kind of getting those early positions, was getting those first bloods. The nades were kind of coming in. The SMGs from, DEEMONIKS, Abnormal, Vast, like those were always happening for them. The early first bloods, the early pressure was always happening. And it was just the fact of Yeppers was kind of playing a little bit passive. Like after being down, I think it was 2-1 or 3-1, that's when they started to play incredibly passive, which I get that, but at the same time, you don't want to kind of let the other team stomp all over you. You can't really play to the other team's pace. You kind of have to play to yours. And it seemed that after time by time by time, after round by round by round, they just started to slow things down, started to get a little bit too hectic when it came down to their gunfights.
I'm cold, still staying